The Spin-off Podcast Network.
This is Kiwi is back for a brand new season with more inspiring kōrero from special guests including rugby player, father and role model TJ Perenara.
My family bring me joy. Rugby brings me joy too, but it's not the same joy as my family brings me.
And global dancer and choreographer Kirsten Dodgen.
For some reason, people think I'm very intimidating.
Listen to the new season of This is Kiwi, brought to you by the Spin-off Podcast Network in collaboration with KiwiBank. Available now wherever you get your podcasts.
Over 25 years ago, on September 29th, 1998, we watched a brainy girl with curly hair drop everything to follow a guy she only kind of knew all the way to college. And so began Felicity. My name is Juliette Littman, and I'm a Felicity superfan. Join me, Amanda Foreman, who you may know better as Megan, the roommate, and Greg Grunberg, who you may also know as Sean Blunberg, as the three of us revisit our favorite moments from the show and talk to the people who helped shape it. Listen to Dear Felicity on Spotify or wherever you get your podcasts.
A lot. Can you let me know if I start sniffing too much? I've had a little cold.
Probably
so I'm drinking my Aravadero water.
Hello, welcome along to The Real Pod. My name's Jane Yee. I'm joined by the radiant Alex Casey coming through in fine resolution on the Skype machine.
The radiant. It's a good vibe today. It's a good vibe, Tina. Someone's not here.
Duncan's not here. It's a terrible thing to say.
No. It's not because Duncan's not here. It's just a happy day. I love doing this podcast. I'm happy to be here.
Look, I have to say that even though, obviously we love Duncan, love a Duncan.
It's a bit.
But and I know people think kind of me, I guess, as the pod mum and maybe the teacher. But
yeah,
truth be told, Duncan pays the bills, and so when he's not here, it can get a bit like there's a reliever in.
Sure.
You know?
Yeah, it does have that feeling. And we have that feeling at the whole spin-off at the moment, I think. It has that last days of summer kind of vibe because every single person who works here is in fucking Bali.
Imagine what vibe they're having.
Fiji or something else. I know. So yeah, that's where Duncan is. He's cavorting around. I've actually been in quite a lot of contact with him for someone who's supposed to be on an electronic break. Spoke to him on the phone yesterday, multiple emails, but by all accounts having a nice relaxing time.
He is also, can I just say, I don't want to out him, but he's on Words with Friends a lot as well because we had some games going while he's been over there. I'm having an absolute, I tell you what, Clay Monster and Laura Giddy, they are absolutely smoking me.
Really?
Words with Friends. Oh yeah, I'm absolute lightweight.
Have they got the filth coming out still?
I haven't had a lot of filth. From them. But early days. Anyway, this is your reality TV in real life in New Zealand podcast. Did I introduce us? I think I did. Yeah. You all right?
Yeah. I'm sorry. I've been very ill, so if I start sniffing or being gross, just let me know. I'm very sorry, everybody.
Okay. I'm not going to. I'm not going to let you know.
Oh, yeah. Well, they'll let us know. They'll let me know later.
Yeah. When it's just too late to apologise. Anyway, big thanks to our special chicken folks, Nando's. Is there any Nando's going around now that everyone's not there at the office? Is that all the more Nandy for you guys?
There is. We actually had a chaos Nando's order this week because half of our office has gone vegan for, what is it called, Tina? Climate change. No, it's a week where all these news outlets have signed up to contribute a huge amount of their coverage to climate change, and as a part of that, Alice Neville, our food editor, thought it would be a great idea if some of us went vegan. So I've been vegan, Tina's been mostly vegan, and I asked
mostly vegan's quite good, by the way.
She had a cheeseburger last night after was it a bar opening you went to last night? She changed the patty to a hash brown. Let that be clear. Let the records show.
But the cheese was there.
The cheese was there. Yeah, she's nodding, yeah. I had to eat some cheese last night, but it was only because it was the parmesan on Joe's pasta that he hadn't finished. And I was like, well, I'm pretty sure that food waste is worse than me. You know, like, just I'll eat the rubbish basically like a little pig. So that's what I did. But we got all vegan Nando's this week.
Wow.
And it was a real coup. Some people were happy, some people were not. But I had a delicious lunch. That delicious vegetarian patty is vegan. Pop that in a pita stuff it with chips, delicious salad and all the sauce, and you've got a fancy feast.
Anything with those chips.
Anything with those chips. That's what I've realised. I was like, the peri-peri chips, they can save any situation. And I really tucked into some corn as well, which isn't like me usually, ironically. But we went crazy for corn. So thank you very much, Nando's. Thank you for your accommodating our needs this week and being very understanding. And it goes to show, even if you're vegan, vegetarian, you can still enjoy it.
A restaurant for all the people, isn't it?
And the planet.
And we've got, hopefully, within the coming weeks, some very exciting news re the Real Pod and Nando's. If you came to a very corny Christmas last year, I shall say no more.
Say no more.
Because there's nothing more to say as yet.
There isn't.
There will be. Our hashtag is #RealPod. Not to be confused with a podcast that's actually called #RealPod. Okay?
Yeah, this was a shocker. Is this leading the real news at the moment, Jane? Because that was a bloody find from you.
Yeah. Just write it in the doc, would you please? Our Facebook is facebook.com/TheRealPodPod, and our Instagram is @TheRealPodPod.
I'm just adding it to the doc.
Okay, as you're adding into the doc, this is a very exciting day because I have somehow jimmied my computer into being able to play the stings down Skype for Alex. So she gets to hear them properly in real time with me, which is really nice.
It's really exciting.
So enjoy this, Alex.
I will.
Oh man, it's so much better because you're
can.
dancing.
I
love
sweating.
it. Me too. That's the sign of a good pod. Okay, leading the news. Very sad day for us at The Real Pod because there's a #RealPod podcast.
And it's so much more successful than ours.
I had a bad situation. I had a moment of like just abject terror when I went into iTunes to check our reviews, something I haven't done in a long time, and certainly not since I've been in the States, as it turns out. And I saw there was one review from like 2 years ago, and like maybe 7, ratings. And I was like, what the hell? Where have all? And I got straight on the messenger and said, Alex, where are all our reviews?
And I didn't know.
You didn't know. And then I realised, then I Googled, where did all my reviews go? And someone in a forum somewhere said, it's because you're not in the original, the country of origin.
I would have thought we would have had a strong American listenership by now.
Oh, we clearly have. I think we had like 5 ratings and we had one review that must have originated out of the US.
Who wrote the real review?
Oh, God, I can't remember. But anyway, good on that person.
Was it
Hope
Olivia from The Bachelor?
I don't think so, but
Sad.
maybe. Anyway, so while I was doing that, I then was like, I wonder if there's any other real pods around. And then, no, I think I searched a hashtag. I'm not sure what happened. But I basically started doing some research on our own podcast, and I found this other podcast, which is called #RealPod. And I was mortified.
What's it about, Jane?
Didn't listen to it, but it's pink. It's got a pink background.
Very pink. I looked at the Instagram. I think it's sort of like a bit of a...
Is it like a mindfulness, wellness?
Yeah.
Is it that sort of a thing?
Sort of a theme of talking to #girl bosses type of a situation.
Yeah.
And good on them. Good
Very
on
similar to us.
that. We do a lot of that here at The Real Pod. It was like I once got a very angry email from a man who ran a wrestling podcast that was called, I think it was called On the Rag. And he was like furious, like we had stolen He was like trying to sue me, like doing like pseudo legal threats from America. It's crazy out there. It's the Wild West.
Oh, I tell you what, the best thing is, I mean, it's not the best thing. It's by far from the best thing about America, but we find it quite entertaining. Watching TV commercials over here for pharmaceutical products, because they have like maybe of a 30-second commercial, there's like 10 to 12 seconds of actual advertising, and then the last 18 to 20 seconds is just disclaimers, like, you know,
really,
this medical product may kill you with cancer and other things, and you might get blue lips and swollen ears and all. It's crazy because everything, like, no one wants to get sued, so they have to have disclaimers on everything.
Oh my god!
You walk into a shop and there's signs outside saying, you know, this shop is, you know, may have cancer-causing pathogens in the air or something.
I actually remember that. I when I went to Universal Studios in LA when I was 16, I accidentally found myself in a haunted house that I wasn't prepared for, like a Van Helsing experience. And I hit a werewolf. A werewolf was trying to get at me, and I hit it over the head with my handbag. And I remember saying, "If you touch me, I will sue you," because I knew that, like, in America, probably saying that was like being the police, basically.
Yeah.
Because I know at Spookers, it's like a free-for-all, because New Zealand doesn't really have any laws. But
no rules.
In America, I was like, I don't actually think you can touch me. I think it's my right.
New Zealand is the Wild West. We went to a kids museum, and Jude was hoisting something up, and this little baby broom fell in his eye and split his cheek open. And like security came rushing in, and they were like, they gave us a lot of attention, some free passes.
Wow.
They were very attentive. I think they were worried we were going to sue them. And look, I probably would if I wasn't so lazy. Anyway.
What are we talking about?
Real
news.
Pilot Pete, or Windmill Pete, as those in the know would like to call him, is the new Bachelor for Bachelor US.
What does this mean? What does this mean?
Okay, so he, in the last season of Bachelorette with Alabama Hannah, he came in third place. So he got fantasy suites, and they consummated their relationship 4 times in a windmill.
In a what?
Yeah, they were.
Hold on. 4 times?
Yeah. She actually said 2 on the show, and then in the, like, after the final rose thing, she was like, actually, it was 4 times.
Oh my god.
Yeah. So, and yet he didn't win, so I'm not sure what that says. Anyway, he's the new Bachelor. I quite like him, but we know it's not really about him because he's a little bit vanilla, like, literally.
And he doesn't sound very vanilla with windmill shenanigans and whatnot.
I know. I feel like he, you know, but it's always about the people that they bring out. You know, it's going to be about the bachelorettes who are vying for some Pilot Pete. So I'm always excited. I wasn't excited when they announced Ari as the Bachelor.
Right.
10 ago. That was not good.
Of course. I just think it's 4 times in what duration?
I feel like you're getting stuck on one point here.
This seems like the most sex I have ever heard of.
I mean, sure. But, you know, you watched Love Island UK. I was really surprised by the number of people that people had dalliances with.
Don't even get me started on that.
I was...
Jordan.
Like, the lowest number was like 35 or something.
I haven't met 35 people, let alone... You bloody had windmill time.
You should have seen this windmill too. It was really like dank. I don't think there's any electricity. I mean, it's just trying to keep warm.
Famously they don't need it.
Yeah, true. Anyway, in other reality news, and actually speaking of Alabama Hannah, because she's a contestant in this next show, I am going to Dancing with the Stars next month in America, and I'm so excited. Never made it to the New Zealand one. I'm going straight to the top.
This is actually huge.
It's huge.
Who else is it? Oh my god, Sean Spicer? Fuck. And who else is in
it? Dawson. What's face? Vanderbeek. Yeah. Do you want me to get his number for you?
Yeah. Get an interview. Get him on the pod.
Okay.
You need to get something, Jane. You need to get something for us.
Oh, it's probably just going to be a blurry picture of me with the dance floor in the background.
Is bloody Karamo from Queer Eye.
These are, when they say Dancing with the Stars in America.
It's so crazy how they actually have famous people, eh?
Yeah.
I'm shocked. Oh my God, you're going to have such a good time.
I'm going to have the best time. I'll miss you.
I'm
going to have the best time.
Take something?
Like
take anything.
A chair or something. Just take the chair I'm sitting in.
Bit of rubbish. A sequin.
I'm definitely going to take something for the museum. I don't know what that is yet, but I'm going to take something.
Great.
And if they hear this, I'm probably not going to the Dancing with the Stars taping now. So
they won't be
listening. They don't hear this.
Only one person in America listens to this, and they left us a glowing review, so I don't think we need to worry about anything.
Okay. Anyway, in other reality TV news, My Restaurant Rules is coming to our screens. When I say our screens, I mean your screens, because I won't be able to see it.
Yeah, this came out of nowhere.
Is it out of nowhere? I feel like this. I thought I must have missed something.
I don't know anything
announced
about
at
it.
any point or?
No. Well, I mean, it was announced when it was announced, but there was no build-up. I don't even really understand what it is. So it's actual cooks, it's actual restaurants.
It's actual restaurants. So it sounds like maybe a New Zealand original idea. Is it? I don't know, because it's called My Restaurant Rules. So it's obviously a play on My Kitchen Rules.
Well done, well done there, Jane.
Thank you. But I'm not sure if there's an existing format like this elsewhere. Judith Hebron, I don't know who she is. But those in the restaurant scene will, I'm sure, know who she is. She used to own Soul Bar. She had 20 years at the helm of Soul Bar in Auckland, where we've dined before with the Real Housewives of Sydney.
Yep.
Anyway, and so she's joined forces with old mate. Look, to be fair, I don't really care that much about Judith, but Colin from MKR Australia, Colin the main judge.
The main judge. I don't know this man. Sorry to this man.
Oh my God. How can you've watched MKR, haven't you? MKR Australia?
Sorry to this man. I have never seen Colin Fastnage in all my days.
Look, have you never watched a single season of MKR Australia?
I think I have, but
he's
I thought it was all
judges.
Manu.
Yeah, no, but he's done he's done like a whole instant restaurant round and like brought in imposters and had like Redemption Kitchen and shit like that.
Well, I don't know, but I respect his curls.
He's great. I love him. This picture in the Herald doesn't look like him. It's weird. Anyway, he's in it.
He's
exciting. Got a lovely Irish lilt, and the show premieres on September the 30th, which is very, very soon.
That is soon. Maybe, so that means they're not doing... They haven't done MKR this year.
No,
so I wonder if that's the replace. And they're going to have Bake Off will be coming down the channel any second now.
Oh, is Bake Off back?
Well, I assume so. I think they've been shooting it like a couple of weeks ago.
Yay, because I was just thinking with Celebrity Treasure Island wrapping up.
They're ploughing through MAFS.
They are ploughing through MAFS.
Nothing has ever moved faster.
I'm so confused about MAFS, but we'll get there when we get there. Okay. Did you... Oh, here we go. You went and met the Briscoes Lady?
Briscoes Lady. No, okay, so I didn't. Due to us being a bit short-staffed at the spin-off, I'm finding it hard to sort of just flit away and see the Briscoes Lady whenever I want.
I'm sorry. It's not really flitting away to see the Briscoes Lady. It's like getting... It's the opportunity of a lifetime to get a giant scoop from right across the road.
It's not really a scoop, is it, when hundreds of people are going past and getting their pictures with her? But so I didn't go, but Toby Morris went, which is almost better, you know, noble Toby Morris of the Side-Eye at the spin-off. He went, got the exclusive. He was actually just going to Mustard Kitchen to get lunch, but he thought he would just stop by and see what was going on. Can
I ask if he happened to have the woodpecker wooden #RealPod sign tucked under his arm?
He didn't have the woodpecker sign, but he did get a very blurry video of her and sent it to our work chat, so that was something. But I got an exclusive quote from Toby Morris.
Scoop. Told you.
So,
scoop.
Yeah,
here we go.
Scoop. She was very, very friendly, very chatty, hanging back on the edge. Her wig looked like a wig. She was shorter than I thought she would be. I thought she would be tall. She had the star factor. Everyone was really giggly. She definitely had the star presence. It was pretty legit. All in all, it was a special encounter. Toby Morris, 2019, copyright the spin-off. So it's exciting.
I just love that they advertise that. Like, we're opening our, relocated store. The Briscoes Lady will be there for photos. They don't even give her a name anymore. She's just the Briscoes Lady.
Do you know her name?
The Briscoes Lady.
Call her by her name.
Briscoes.
Tammy
the Briscoes Lady. She's so not a Tammy, but then again, maybe she'd look different without the wig.
She does.
Have you seen her without the wig?
I think there's a photo. Tammy Wells.
Tammy Wells. Well. Which is exactly what one of our cornies said when they discovered James Reid from the Feelers on Tinder.
Oh my God, it's so good.
It's so good.
It makes me sad but happy.
I mean, he's after love or
He's
something
after
like
love.
it.
And it's just so bloody precious how he's used one of his little, clearly like a publicity shot.
Publicity shot, and then he's got musician. Like, he's not trying to hide who he is. Put it that way.
No, he's not playing coy.
I judge no one on this. You may have a crush on James Reid from the Feelers. Now is your chance. If ever there was a chance, it is now.
Totally. It could be fake. Could someone be faking? Could someone be catfishing? It's James Reid.
I really feel like this isn't a fake.
Yeah, I don't think so either. Oh, someone's got to do it. Oh, James Reid. Imagine the stories he'd have to tell.
Why have we not... Oh, so many stories from the road, I tell you. Mangawai Tavern, 2005, New Year's.
You might get a song written about you.
Fishing
or
for
at the least he could
Brenda?
Just change out one of his old songs. Yeah, exactly. Fishing for Brenda.
Anyway.
That's great news.
We would... look, on behalf of our podcast, we implore you, go on a date with Jimmy.
I mean, there's your bloody... I hear they're struggling to get bachelors for the Bachelorette. There's your bloody bachelor.
Yeah. Why don't they just go on Tinder?
30 times over, they should just make millions of versions of him like they did with the new Oompa Loompa. You know what I'm talking about? And the new Willy Wonka. Deep Roy. They just got one and they just digitally replicated him like a million times. Just do that with James Reid.
That'd be a show. They could just go on Tinder though and get people. Just find bachelors on Tinder. Just have like the MediaWorks. No, it's not MediaWorks, is it? It's TVNZ. TVNZ intern pops on the Tinder, gathers up some fellas, and away you go. It's not hard, is it?
It really isn't. But maybe there's something we're missing, Jane. Maybe people don't want to sign themselves up to be talked about on a weekly podcast.
Why?
Scrutinised on national television. Paid $60 a day.
I mean,
could be more. That's just just scuttlebutt at this stage.
Perks. You could probably get a better lunch than Mike Puru.
Still got his voucher.
Oh.
Hey, he's got Anika. Anika's joining.
Yes,
Mike and Stacey.
In breaking news from last week, Anika is joining the Hits.
Afternoon
with Stacey Morrison, and Mike Puru.
Amazing.
Shit, those are three amazing people.
That's an amazing show.
That's
an
amazing.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't want to show off. But, I've personally met all of those people.
Have you? I have not met Stacey Morrison.
She's amazing.
I've seen her at a cinema event from afar, but I've never met her.
To be honest, that's all anyone deserves. She's an amazing person.
I felt
she's
blessed
lovely
to be in her presence. Anika on the radio is on live radio is
I know,
risk.
it's an interesting call, isn't it? It's very risky. But I feel like, she's been on live television. It doesn't get much more risky than chucking her on 7 o'clock on the TV one, does it?
That's true. But I also feel like when you've got cameras on you and stuff, you kind of, I don't know, there's a bit more of a reminder. She's going to lose the
self-awareness and she's going to slip into
I mean, I hope so. I'd tune in, but I don't know how to find a radio.
There might be one in your car. But it's
all backwards. It's all funny. It's like 20 numbers behind.
Oh.
And so I have to do
Is
all
your
this math.
thermostat out? Your radio thermostat?
Yeah. I don't know.
Okay.
But yeah, hell of a
Anyway.
show. Big news. Loch Ness.
Big news.
We're going to get onto that.
I mean, this is your thing, obviously, from your country
The
of
Loch
origin.
Ness monster is either just a big eel or a lot of little eels swimming together. And that's the scientific tea. It's proven by someone at the University of Otago, go Kiwi.
Okay, is that locked in? Is that locked?
Well,
excuse
this
the pun.
came out.
Is that locked in?
It's locked. This came out at the start of the month, this kind of these scientific findings, but then only just this week, someone captured this underwater footage of a very large eel in Loch Ness, which they think is probably what everyone's been seeing this whole time, or a variation on what everyone's been seeing.
How long has everyone been seeing the old
Well, I mean,
monster?
there's probably just like one big eel that keeps having big eel babies. Or something.
Everyone knows the big eel. Everyone.
Or there's like an
everyone-
eel rat king, an eel king that just blobs around with heaps of
Okay,
them.
so it's not the same one from 70 ago that people keep saying. Because how long does an eel live?
I don't know, Tina, how long does an eel live?
General knowledge.
She's
pop
thinking.
quiz. I mean, what's your guess? I say maybe
She
five,
says they live for
5 to
ages.
10.
But
5
not
to
like, not hundreds of years. Not back to 400 when the monk saw like an ancient beast
Hang on,
the
can we
shores of
just
the
clarify?
Loch.
You know that scores are 20, so 4 score and 10's like 90, right?
I don't know. I've never really known what you've said there, Jane. I never really want to find out.
How
Come on,
long
Tina.
do eels live?
60 years.
Oh my god, Nessie.
What about
could
Nessie? Have you seen
could
her?
been- Wait, I mean, yes, she's a big eel, but she could have been there for 60 years.
She could have been there for 60 years, and then her grandma could have been around, you know? But the
Oh
way
my
I
God.
see it, big eel, still pretty good. You know?
Loch Ness eel. I mean, it's still a monster of sorts, isn't
I'd
it?
be
It's a
happy if I saw that.
monster-sized eel. Ah,
And it makes sense
Giddy's
now.
Laura Giddy's just done a Words with Friends on me.
What's she done? Is it
She's done-
X-rated?
should I tell you what? Let's
is
find
it too
out what
hot
word
for
it
the
is.
pod?
Oh, I'm going to, no matter what the word is, I'm telling you, it's, nope, that's not, no, that's clay monster.
What is it?
Well, I'm just trying to find it. I'm refreshing. 1 minute ago. It's depend. And we can always depend on Laura Giddy as your
That's a nice
best
one.
marriage celebrant in town.
That's great. Just before we leave the shores of the Loch, I just wanted to share my favourite tweet that has come from this whole saga, which is, I'm sorry, Miss Jackson. Ooh, I am for eels. Never meant to make your daughter cry. I am several fish and not a guy. And that's science for you.
So good.
It is good. So it's sad but happy, you know.
It's the end of an era, though, to all that speculation that's been going on for many a year.
I mean, I'm still going to go back. I've got to go back. Number five, got to see this big eel. Doesn't change anything, really.
Why doesn't someone just put a bloody submarine in there?
They've done that many times.
Oh, okay.
I've
okay.
tried.
Okay, this next news story is so, I mean, it's really clutching at straws or embroidery needles. It's basically a lady done some embroidery on a plane. But the interesting thing is it doesn't say like what airline or anything. So could be
Right.
anywhere. But essentially someone on the internet took a photo of a lady on a plane who was doing some embroidery, and the thing she's embroidering said, "Eat a bag of dicks." And it's gone viral.
Right.
Because I see, you know, people who embroider obviously are doing things like Home Sweet Home and, you know, Welcome Baby Smith and all that kind of thing.
Sure. Welcome, Baby Green.
Yeah, exactly. Little
I'm surprised you're
Milo
allowed
Milo.
to take a pointy needle on a plane.
You can take knitting needles on a plane. I've done it. It's
Really?
embarrassing. Yep, I have.
Wow.
Anyway, I just really enjoy the term bag of dicks. So that's why I enjoyed that story.
Yeah. It's a great story. It's a great piece of real news.
It's very real. Well, I assume it's real. Aside from a blurry photo where you can't actually see the word dicks, we've got no other facts. So...
I am a truther to you. I reckon it's a setup. I'm so suspicious now. Ever since fucking John and Ben punked me twice, I don't think any funny news is real. That lady knew someone to take a photo of her doing that, so either she was doing it for attention or it's some kind of viral marketing thing. It's like the Fiji water girl. Trust nothing.
I think it's a non-story, and here's why. She's got a blue streak in her black bob, and she's also got tattoos. So I just think she's like a hipster, cool, crafty kind of gal. Who would, it wouldn't be so odd that she's right. It's not like it's Nanny Simpson.
Yeah. Nanny Simpson, Marge,
No,
blue hair,
Simpson.
blue hair, of course. I don't know. I'm just self-conscious on a plane. Like don't even like getting like my laptop out on a plane.
Oh,
I'm
what
so
about you got to be real
self-conscious.
careful with movies.
Oh, forget it.
Oh, if a sex scene comes on a movie while I'm on a plane, I suddenly feel like I'm 12 years old in the room with my parents.
What do you do?
I watch it. And on the outside, I'm cool, calm, and collected. I'm like, I'm an adult. I'm a 40-year-old woman. It's fine. It's just a sex scene in a movie. On the inside, I'm like, oh my god, I'm going to die. It's embarrassing.
It's a real test. Yeah. I had to, watching some of the edits for our next, just do a little plug here for the On the Rag web series. Our next episode is going to be about sex positivity. And that's where my sex party for one story will be. And so there's just like all these still shots of like a giant strap-on dildo and me screaming just in the office. And I'm just trying to be cool with it, knowing that everyone's going to see that. And that's fine.
Can't wait. When's that dropping?
Potentially
Your latest album?
week. Potentially next week.
Keep it fluid. Now the next items on our
That's what she said.
On sex positivity. The next items on our agenda are hi Alex Casey, hello, which is a little chat conversation you and I had in real time in the doc.
Love a chat
nice.
in a Google Doc.
Okay, and now it's time for the next sting as I bring it up. Guess what it's going to be? It's going to be reality check.
I have 4 weeks to decide if I'm going to drop my entire life for you.
I am disgusted at how much you have copied my husband.
Did you just fart?
Reality check.
Yeah.
Do you want to do maths first or
It's so
Treasure
good
Island?
to hear that. Let's do Treasure Island first.
Okay, I just want to quickly say on maths. See that bit where Aaron said I have 4 weeks to that featured because I actually got to watch last week's maths.
Yeah.
I managed to get some screeners.
Yeah.
And that featured at the beginning when they're kind of like doing a recap of years gone by.
Oh my
they showed
God.
that, but I just like warmed the cockles of my heart. I wasn't like, hey, that's Aaron from maths. I was like, hey, that's Aaron from our Sting.
Our Sting. Our own personal voice artist, Aaron.
Anyway, Celebrity Treasure Island. Wow. There's one woman shining a light over Fiji, and that is Shannon Ryan. She
Who
is
would
a
have thought,
powerhouse.
I just never imagined when she was announced that she was going to be the Kingslayer of Celebrity Treasure Island.
We should have known though, because she's been getting a lot of airtime right from the word go. That's always
true.
a bit of a dead giveaway.
I need to start doing yoga. I want to be like Shannon Ryan.
I need to grow about 1.5 feet. I want to be like Shannon Ryan.
Yeah. I need to whiten my teeth. I need to be like Shannon Ryan.
Maybe she could honestly do tutorials on YouTube and like charge for a subscription. Or just like how to be me.
Yeah.
I'd pay.
Yeah. So
Anyway.
would I.
What happened first this week? Because I actually there was one episode. No, when did Shouty Pirate go home?
Shouty Pirate went home last week.
She went home last week. Okay, so the first out this week was Eric.
I think it was
How many-
Eric, then Moses. I've lost track, to be honest.
How many episodes do we have a week? Do we have 2 or 3?
There's 3 episodes a week. And I haven't watched last night. Oh, Tuesday nights. So I don't actually know. I'm losing track of it all.
Oh God, I think I haven't watched it.
No, I know who goes home, and it's a coup. Oh, it's not a spoiler if you're listening and you've watched it.
No.
Do you want to know, Jane?
Yeah.
I think she takes out Bubs. But if
Really?
that's wrong, then fuck my life. I get so distracted because I like to watch MAFS in real time. I don't know why. over Treasure Island, and then I get all confused.
Anyway, okay, first of all, she took out Yerrick, right?
Huge.
What was the challenge for that?
That was the one where you had to do something with like weird hooks, and you had to hook up little sacks that had puzzle pieces in them, and then build that kind of herringbone puzzle. And
I
she
didn't
was.
see it.
Oh right. So it was quite a like delicate kind of finicky challenge, and she just blew him out of the water. It was amazing. Okay.
So widely considered to be like the strongest player, like, you know, the one that everyone wanted to get rid of. Shannon got rid of him. Mm-hmm. Okay. Next, and by the way, old mate Sam is putting up his old teammates against each other.
Yeah.
Because he is out for number one and has been since day one.
He's absolutely screwing himself. He's got no alliances and no clues. If he gets to the end, he has nothing.
I don't really understand the clues thing.
I don't really either.
I'm curious to see how it plays out, because what if someone like Sam ends up in the final two and he's got no clues?
I think
and does
that's
the other
just what
person
happens
have
sometimes.
how many clues does the other person have? Do you know what I mean? Like, do people hand them on? Well,
yeah,
we've seen that happen, but
yeah,
do they have to? Is that just part of it?
Oh, so you mean if you got voted out, you could just take your clues? I think you have to. You must have to. But apparently, because I don't really remember much from the first time it was on, but Joe was telling me that apparently when there was that final that was Hayley Holt and like Josh Cromfeld, that Hayley had all the clues or something and she cracked it and was running on the beach, and Josh Cromfeld was just sitting there because he didn't know where to go, and then just started like following her.
Yeah. Did he win?
No, she won.
Well.
But I think that's just how it works. Like if you don't know, you just don't know. It's
yeah,
right. Maybe
yeah,
I'm wrong.
Maybe I don't know. Hopefully they've problem solved that for the final this year. But anyway, next up, Shannon took out, I can't remember basically anything that happened in between these things.
No, me neither.
But
it's all pretty unremarkable.
Shannon took out Moses. Now this was hard to watch because when those two went up against each other, I was really bummed for the first time. I was like, I like both of these contestants and I don't want either of them to go home.
Yeah. But you knew Moses with those big feet.
Those big clod hoppers.
Couldn't do it. They had foreshadowed it earlier when they were talking about how big his feet were. That challenge looked really sore. That was like a classic Survivor, like willpower horror show challenge. Where they had like, what was it, like little kind of discs protruding out on either side of a frame that got smaller and smaller, and you just had to balance yourself on like 1 centimeter of wood. It's crazy.
And the worst bit is that we watch it and it's like, oh yeah, I watch these challenges and I'm like, okay, it's going to be over in 5 minutes because no one's going to be able to stand on those for longer than that. And then they show the clock just ticks over and they're like, okay, you've been on that one for 10 minutes, now move down. And then they go on the next one for 10, and it's like, that's a long time.
Yeah. My
Very
feet
sore.
feel weird just thinking about it. But again, Shannon, she's got that zen kind of energy, and she's got core strength. That's what it all comes down to.
She's also got inner strength, Alex.
And
she's
inner
got a lot
strength.
of inner strength.
And inner and outer beauty. It all helps.
She's the perfect contestant.
Yeah.
And the opposite of her is Sam. So he had a bad tummy situation.
Did he have?
I love Sam. I love Sam on this show because I don't know what it would be without him.
True.
He's like the most game playing of any of the contestants there, and I feel like if he wasn't there, everyone would just be like bloody sunshine and roses, and that'd be really boring.
That's true.
You know?
That's true. He's been a great villain. I'm sorry to hear he had a bad toilet time.
He had a very bad toilet time. I was interested to hear they have a toilet though, because it's never come up, has it?
So they have like a portaloo.
Well, he was like, oh, sorry about what I did to the toilet. And then Babs was like, it's okay, it's clean, Sam. It's clean.
So it's not just a hole in the ground.
It's not a hole in the ground like on Survivor. Because you know on Survivor, because we don't see them like winning toilet paper or anything like you do on Survivor.
No,
clearly there's just a
they did. They
toilet.
have toilet paper in their. They had that in their chest when they first arrived.
Oh, did they?
They had a limited amount of toilet paper. I just
reckon
assumed they were
it's
going
bullshit,
in the bush. I'm outraged if they have proper toilets.
Do you know what? It's that I reckon that whole the food thing's become a non-thing. Because you know how they win their pizzas and what have you. Like that's I feel like they run the food narrative, like being starving and that for the first little bit, And then it gets to a point like no one's talking about being hungry anymore. And it can't surely just be based on the fact that they like won a challenge 2 days ago of some pizza, you know?
True. You think they're getting scrogging from the crew?
I think there's some backhanding of, I don't know, coconuts or something. I mean, anyway.
There's enough coconuts to go around. But yeah, but it would be horrible to have a bloody crook guts
oh, mate.
on a treasure island.
But
No,
he
thank
just came
you.
back. He just came back from that. He's been winning challenges. Like, he's staying alive by winning these challenges, which basically give him immunity. And then promising immunity to all and sundry if they don't put him up the next day, which is genius, but also kind of foolish because people talk.
Yeah.
They all know what he's doing.
They all know exactly what Sam Wallace is doing. It's been very clear from the start.
Do you think he's going to get to final two?
I would love to see a Shannon Sam final two.
That would be
Shannon just
amazing.
Destroy him.
That would be so good.
Where's the Wiz at? What's the Wiz been up to?
I mean, can you imagine the Wiz in the final two?
I can imagine the Wiz just pantsing it. Like at the last minute, because he's such a choker. And just having like.
Only way. The thing is that choking usually is like at the last minute they fuck it up. He's like choking before it even starts, you know. And
the Wiz will have all the clues. He'll trip over, his pants will fall down, and then someone will run past him and get the treasure.
If he makes it to the final, he's making it there by default. He's making it there by someone else getting out. You know what I mean? Like, he's getting there by default. I hope he... Oh, now... Are there 3 people in the final? I want
think-
Shannon,
yeah, I think
Sam,
it'd
and the
be
Wiz
3.
in the final.
I love the Wiz. The Wiz has been a real breakthrough. Might be my breakthrough reality star so far of this year.
What about when they did the sandcastle competition? He's just like, oh, and he just did not care. He's just like, I'm not even trying. It's ridiculous.
I got a lot of respect for him.
I think they could have given them more time to build really cool sandcastles, can I just say? I mean, they had longer standing on little protruding discs than they had to do a creative work of art.
Mm-hmm.
And so, as a result, everything was just a little bit shit.
Yeah, that's true. It's nature's resource, sand and time. Not short on either for now, of course. Climate Week.
Climate Week.
Look at it, the spin-off.
Shannon does a yoga class on the beach. That was lovely. Thought that was nice. But then Barb took over, didn't she?
I don't remember this.
Yeah, no, it was a Shannon was taking a yoga class, and then Sam's like, oh, Barb can't let anyone else have the attention. So then it cuts to Barb going, actually, here's guys, this is what you do, and you do this, and then and you have to put your butt at this guy and do it. Oh, Barb.
She also wheeled out her old saying again, but she edited it a bit. She said in like week 2 or 3, she's like, you can't change the direction of the waves, but you can learn how to surf. And then like. And this week she was like, you can't change the direction of the wind, but you can change where to put your sails or something. She's just like, Barb, we've seen the receipts.
You can't change the position of the traffic lights, but you can choose whether or not to put your foot down on the orange.
It's classic.
Oh, I'm actually sweating, by the way.
Are you warm?
Oh, it's fall
It's sweltering heat.
but it's California, so always summer.
California. Do you do that every day when you're just walking around?
No,
Oh,
because the words are California, here we can't, but it's like, here we are.
yeah.
Though, I'm not far from the marina in which the Summer Breeze was docked, and they shot the Seth sailing off in the Summer Breeze. I'm not far from there. Does that mean anything to you?
Nah.
No.
I only know the theme song and the
Okay.
what you say. But
Do you know that the Jason Derulo version of that song
yes.
is the very first song I ever bought on iTunes? Because it was
Really?
an earworm. Yeah.
Bought it on iTunes. I don't know if I've ever bought a song on iTunes.
Really? Oh, that. Okay.
That's
I think it
that's
says
like
quite a
a
lot about
Wayne.
you.
That's like a Wayne little ditty there. First song you bought on iTunes, Jane. You should
Yeah,
put
and
that
you
in the
couldn't even
corner.
join in the conversation, could you?
I'm just trying to think. Maybe I might have bought James Musterpick's Hold Your Hand in Mine, Harry Warner Christmas song. I bought the Champagne Lady's Christmas song, actually.
Well, there you go. That'd be
did.
great. That'd be
did.
a great debut iTunes purchase, can I just say. Might be your only one. Anyway, was there anything else that happened on CTI?
I can't think. MAFS is just, this week, MAFS is blowing CTI out of the water for me. In terms of interest. Because I think CTI is becoming very clear what's going to happen, I think. But I'll still be watching. Well, we'll have a couple weeks left still, eh?
Yeah, also, I think it's kind of weird knowing that they're only there, like it's a week between when we watch it, but every day it's just a day for them. Like, they're literally going, oh, we've got this time left on the island. It's like, you've got 3 days left on the island. Yeah. You know?
Yeah.
You'll be right. Okay, Married at First Sight, New Zealand.
Oh, my God.
So I missed, there was one episode that didn't come through.
Okay.
For me, which was the first episode of the week, which was when James and Vicky met. It's the first day of honeymoon. So James and Vicky.
Yeah.
Sorry, Jimmy, as he
Jimmy.
suddenly now known.
Jimmy.
They saw each other and went, oh, whoops. What did that?
Yeah,
Been
he was
here,
really awkward about it. Well, kind of understandably. He was really, really, really freaked out and like his little talking head being like, didn't think that was going to happen. And then when it got up to, I don't know if you saw, if it was in the same episode where he actually told Carmen about it.
No, I did see that one. Yeah,
but he was like, seemed really properly freaked. But I'm also glad it's like such a funny New Zealand problem that
I know. Okay, so do you think the producers knew? Do you think the producers knew about this somehow, or is this just were they just like, we have struck pay dirt?
I think it's
they
just
must have just
accident.
been like slow clapping when that shit went down.
Yeah, I reckon.
Camera.
I reckon. It was. I thought Carmen handled it very well. I feel like I don't know how I would have taken that news. I feel like I would have gone psycho.
And it was in Greece, wasn't it?
It was in Greece? Yeah. And also I noticed that he downplayed it a bit to Carmen. Like, I feel like he said in his talking head, or maybe it was Vicky, but definitely there was something that it was like a couple of dates. She was more keen on him than he was, but then he described it to Carmen as like a mistake, like a one-night mistake sort of thing, which sounded a little different.
Oh, you know that's exact scenario is just played out on Bachelor in Paradise as well.
Wow.
That there were 2 people. There was a guy there who had relations with several of the women, like 2 nights in a row, and referred to one of them as a mistake, which was very upsetting for that person.
It's not great, eh?
Not great.
The language, but Carmen was cool with it. She was like, "It's all
Carmen's
good.
cool with bloody
It's
anything."
New Zealand, she's so chill, eh?
He has just found his best mate in a wife.
Yeah, I'm all in on Carmen and Jimmy. Me and Tina. Can we talk about how we got roasted in James's Instagram story?
Yes.
Because we said that he was vaping. There was no judgment there. We were just pointing out that he was vaping and he looked a bit stressed. But he screenshotted it and put it on his Insta story. And said we had shit yarns. Probably true.
He didn't really. He was sort of, yeah. I mean, it was implied.
Yeah.
I'm all in on watching them on screen, but, you know, Saturdays are for the boys. I can't get past that.
There's a lot I can't get past, and I feel like it's when we go back, like maybe hometowns will show that I feel like Jimmy is like, I genuinely believe that he is a lovely man, and I like seeing how besotted he is with Carmen, but I think his friends might turn him bad. Like, I don't know. Just I rewatched their wedding, and the things are, just those threat of a throat punch and all that stuff is just so, and then when you watch him on his own, like grinning and being so sweet, and like it's so different, and that gives me the heebie-jeebies.
His friends bring out the worst in him. Often the case. But also, it's just that thing of like, you know, Alex, we're big city folk, you know? We're modern people.
True.
In the region, sometimes it takes a little bit of time to catch up.
That's true. That's true.
So,
and maybe Saturdays are for the boys, James.
It may be, you know. But I mean, Carmen is definitely one of the boys anyway, so to speak. You know what I mean? Like, that's, you know, there's nothing that he's doing with his mates that Carmen can't join in on.
Well, exactly. She can scull a stout with the best of them.
Wow. She can't because she lost that bet and then had to get a tattoo, didn't she?
That's true. But she did a good job. I was amazed.
He set her up, though. He's
Yeah.
a shark because he just, for lack of a better term, he opened its throat and just like down and won.
It was extraordinary to
That was
watch.
gone in a second.
Yeah, it was like, what's that bird? Pelican. Pelican.
That bird.
Down.
Don't pelicans store stuff in their bill?
Yes. What's that bit called, Tina? A pelican? Oh, you haven't heard any of this conversation. This bit of a pelican? Gullet? Is it a gullet?
Yeah, that'll do.
The big sack.
Straight down your gullet.
Pelican.
Anyway. Yeah, Googling. Are you Googling? Tapping away.
Neck sack. Someone else has Googled pelican neck sack. Throat pouch. He's got a throat pouch.
Old pelican Jimmy throat pouch. So anyway, so she went and got this this tattoo, which is a W and an anchor, and he just thought he's like giggling. He was so pleased with himself with that.
He's so happy.
He's so happy.
so
He was like,
happy.
"You figure it out." It took me a second, I have to say.
It's
I was
so
thinking
funny.
is it the old ball and chain? You know, the woman weighing you. I was like, oh no, it's just wanker. There it is.
With anchor. It's so funny. And then he just got one himself as well.
Yeah.
He just loves it so much.
It's quite good. What is it with New Zealand reality TV stars always going off and getting matching tattoos?
I think it started with when the whole cast of Lord of the Rings got tattoos. I think that's
And I might remind you that
part
Joe
of our
Cotton,
DNA.
Charlotte Dawson, and Nikki Watson all had matching tattoos behind the ear as well.
Well, this is why I want to get real pod tattoos.
Okay.
Jane, I think
Yeah.
when/if you come back to New Zealand,
It's a terrible connection.
huh?
Can't hear a word you're saying, Alex.
Well, what I'm saying is tattoo. Get a tattoo.
I love you
Jane.
too.
Get a tattoo of corn, Jane.
All the things you said, running through my...
I reckon
Sorry, okay.
Duncan would do it.
Oh, he totally would. And then he'll have to go and get it lasered off like his other one. Never learns. Anyway, where were we? Rosie. Oh, Rosie and Christopher.
I do not like Christopher.
No. He
At all.
talks about sex a lot, doesn't he? I mean, that's okay, I guess. Is it? I don't know. It seems weird, though.
I didn't like the conversation that he had with Stefan about how they don't like women who wear makeup. I'm like, fuck off.
I don't remember that. I didn't like the conversation that he had with Ray about his sexual preferences.
Yes, that's right.
Like, how does it all work?
That was so awkward.
It was so awkward.
So inappropriate. Like, I think he thinks because he's this slightly older, like he's playing like the fuddy-duddy, like. But I'm like, you're only 55, mate. Like,
Okay,
it was
can I
really,
just-
really awkward. I forgot about that.
Do you know what terrifies me about him being 55
Yeah.
and Rosie being 44?
Yeah.
So I'm 40, and it blows my mind that Rosie is basically a cohort of mine.
Mm-hmm.
Like, you know, we could have been at high school at the same time.
Yep.
And she is, I can't imagine, I'm basically, they could, like if I had
You
signed
could
up
be
for Married
married
at
to
First Sight,
Christopher.
thinking, oh great, I'm going to meet some lovely man, and then they could feasibly go, all right, we'll pair her with Christopher. Can you
Same
imagine
age
it?
bracket.
So I kind
I
of
would
get
watch
Rosie.
it though, Jane. I would love it. It would be so funny.
Oh my god! Do you think they have to sign something that's like I commit to at least before I have my complete meltdown and walk out in this relationship that I definitely know is not going to work? I have to be there for like 3 weeks.
I think so. I think
Because-
so.
I really don't think these two are going to work out.
Me neither. I don't think a lot of them are going to work out. Like,
No, but
more
I'm
so
enjoying-
than any other season, I think.
I definitely don't feel like there are as many horrible, not horrible people. That's a horrible thing to say, isn't it? As many prickly personalities. Like, there's things there I think there are things that are mostly endearing about quite a few of the contestants. Is that what you call them? Participants this year?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you're right, actually.
There's certainly things I don't necessarily like, but that doesn't make them bad people. Whereas I think before we've kind of had some just legitimately not very nice people.
Yeah, I'd say you're right. I feel like, what's the closest we've got? Like, the conflict around, when Vicky was flirting with Jordan.
We didn't see the flirting though, did we?
No, we didn't. So that's the other thing. So is it happening again? Is it that they've just decided to pack up and send the camera crews home whenever anything gets interesting? Or is it that they've had to cut out so much of the group stuff because it's got the really bad guy in it that they've just cut the whole thing out of the show? Because in the honeymoon bit, I swear last time, normally there's like a group honeymoon thing. I guess we got that volleyball scene, but that was pretty average. And then they referenced there being like a dinner party Ray and Jonathan did when they had one of their 5,000 fights. And we're just seeing none of it.
Yeah, it is. It's such a shame that one guy has just ruined it for all of us. He's ruined it for all of us, isn't he?
I mean, it could be, but it could also be that maybe they just didn't. Maybe they're just not filming it. Like, I remember we have had this gripe in the past. I remember last season there was heaps of references to there being, drunken. Oh no, remember Ben and Vicky always used to have like drunken parties in their apartment.
Yeah,
and we never saw any of it.
No.
So I don't know.
I mean, I think if they had been filming, and even if the other guy had been there, for something like that, they probably wouldn't even need to show the whole event. They could just flash back to the kind of to Vicky touching Jordan's hand, or like they would have footage that they could flash back to. So I'm erring on the side of they weren't there. There were no cameras there.
And also, judging by Vicky's reaction, it sounds like she was like almost blackout drunk. Like, she seemed really hungover. She said,
I don't remember any of it.
Exactly.
I was really drunk.
If she was in that state,
I did that.
Exactly. If she was in that state, they wouldn't be putting her on camera.
No, that's true.
I mean, like, that was a situation that I thought could have kind of escalated, but Vicky was so genuinely, like, destroyed by that revelation and seemed so incredibly sorry. And I do feel very sorry for Vicky as well.
And Anna handled it so well.
She did.
For something that was so triggering for her.
Yeah, exactly. That she's been cheated on before. I really like Jordan.
I really like Jordan too.
I think I love Jordan. Is that too much?
I mean, I feel like he's the first guy on the show that if I walked down the aisle as a participant, I would be like, okay, cool.
True.
I
Yeah. He's
can't think
a
of
real
anyone else.
Sweetie. He's a real sweetie.
But do you know who else I love? I love Stefan.
Do you?
I do.
Or are you just falling for the weird makeover?
I think I might be falling for the weird makeover, but I think he's like, I don't know. I think they gave him a really bad edit in his pre-roll stuff, because he dresses a bit cooler than I expected. Like, I mean, this is when he's dressing himself, not having a queer eye for the straight guy session.
Yeah.
But I think, I don't know. He's growing on me.
I was annoyed at that conversation they had, which was on the honeymoon, where he was talking to Christopher with Vicky sitting right next to him, where Christopher was like, I don't really like women who get dolled up. And then Stefan was like, it's like this one. And kind of like pointed at Vicky and said that weird thing about how she is conscious of her public image and wears makeup. So it just felt a bit icky to me.
Oh, okay. I mean, I didn't see that. So
yeah, it was just a really weird kind of exchange. And then Vicky overheard it and like pulled him up on it. And he was just really bizarrely fixated on this idea of like, he's like, I don't want a doll. I don't want a woman who gets dolled up. And I was like, she is literally wearing mascara. Like, what are you talking about? He was just being really weird.
I do feel like, I mean, this is a man who's never dated anyone in his life.
Yeah.
So, I mean, mascara might be, that might be what a very big night on the town for someone like Stefan, being with a lady who's wearing
like, get over it. She's on television. Like, just because you like wearing a straw hat tied around your chin so tight that your head looks like it's going to explode doesn't mean that Vicky can't like put mascara on.
I reckon he'd probably be wearing mascara by the end of this, so don't worry.
Yeah. And then he goes and has a fucking makeover. It's just a bit hypocritical, I think. That's all. That's all
I love a MAFS makeover. They're always the most underwhelming makeovers. Like he went from a number 3 to a number 1. That was literally, they chopped a few mils of hair off and that was that.
And he got a shirt.
And he got the shoes.
He rolled up the sleeves and then rolled them back down.
Bless him. Self-conscious.
Nah, look, he's just a little undercooked, isn't he? Like he definitely shouldn't be on this program.
Again, no, he shouldn't be. And again, he's from the it's got very Fraser Monique vibes.
True, totally. Yeah.
Like, yeah. She reminds me a lot of Monique in the sense that she's a very kind and nice person and she's sort of going through the motions. And from the outside she seems like a very sweet and innocent person, but really she's not that she's not a sweet and innocent person, but that's not her whole story. Like there's a lot more going on than that, and I feel that was the same with Monique.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Hot take, honest opinion. I reckon she's still got the hots for Jimmy.
Yeah, and maybe Jordan, because she's human.
And probably Christopher. Jokes. Tina's just sat out. So, just to make it clear, Tina has left the production desk and is just lying on the floor now because she has a sore back. But she just rose from her grave to point at the sky when I said that because she agrees. Vicky's got the hots for Jimmy.
Okay, well, we shall see. I'm sure. I'm really...
But I think after this night with this brouhaha with Jordan and her respect for Carmen, I don't think she'll act on it. But I think in her heart of hearts, she still has a thing for the gym.
It wasn't with Carmen. It was with Anna, the brouhaha.
Oh yeah, I know. Sorry, with Jordan. But I think she also she's friends with Carmen, so I don't think she's going to do anything. But I'm like, I see you. You had like a Mamma Mia moment with him. Gorgeous tone.
I mean,
and grace,
what a moment
probably.
to have.
What a moment.
I think I think that's kind of hurtful though for Carmen as well, because weren't Carmen and Jimmy talking about how they were both in Greece at the same time, and he could have served her a drink at the bar where he was working and all that kind of thing. And as it transpires, he's actually having intimate times with one of the other brides.
A windmill sesh.
Okay, so Rosie got a sore box when she was bike riding, which I thought was hilarious, just the way she said it. And then old mate said that he didn't do sex enough because he wanted a big family, but he only ended up with 2 kids, and so he clearly didn't do sex enough.
He really had sex twice.
Yeah. That old gag. She doesn't want to be touched. I think he wants to touch.
She doesn't want him to touch her. Oh, I feel sorry for Rosie too.
I feel sorry for Rosie too, because she's trying to, she's obviously someone who holds herself with some grace. Yeah. And it's difficult to do that when your husband's all like, so which one do you like it on top or underneath? It's like...
Yeah, it's not appropriate.
It's not appropriate. James and Carmen they're having sex. They're definitely, they've said it. Foot massages, and there was they had a chess game where she suggested that the loser gives the other one a foot massage, and Jimmy, who's permanently on a stag do, is like, no, it's got to be a nudie run. And then he loses the chess, does the nudie run. And then they're cuddling in the ocean when he's got his willy out.
James is doing little wavy fingers there. It was rude, but it was intimate.
But I like it. I like that. I like that we don't have to ask the question. Do you think they're doing it? They're doing it.
It's clear.
Vicky and Stefan, blah 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 blah. Christopher making a tea towel whip. That was another interesting moment.
Oh, I don't.
Do you remember him doing
this?
that?
No.
He has like this technique to make like a really intense, how people whip each other with tea towels.
Yeah, of course. Classic.
He's like, this is the really intense way to do it. And then what followed were obviously, all sorts of
Who was he whipping?
Jokes. Oh, it was in the same kitchen scene.
Oh, with Ray.
As when I've never
been able to do that. I've always wanted to be able to do
Well,
it.
I mean, you need to go back to episode 5
Go back.
and give it a watch.
School of tea towel whips.
Carmen, I don't know if you guys talked about this when you first talked about Married at First Sight, probably last week or whenever, and I was not in on the conversation because I hadn't watched it. But did you see in her promo pic how she's got like a tattoo of a heart on her arm and it's got food written inside?
Oh my God, no, I didn't. That's amazing.
Isn't that amazing? I love her.
She's cool. She's cool. Yeah, I really like the both of them. I wish them all the best. Tina.
I feel like you're a bit biased because you were at the wedding and so...
Carmen and thing. Well, no, I feel even more impassioned about it because we had such a bad read on them after the wedding. Like, I was so sure. I was like, this ain't it. And I've been pleasantly surprised.
Oh, they're by far and away the strongest couple.
Yeah.
So far. Interestingly, looking at, and I rewound and watched this, looking at the promo for next week with the dinner party, I don't know how they've done this. They show shots of the dinner table and the other two are not there, and I do not know how they've done it.
Here's what I think. I think they had left already.
Yes, that can be the only way, right?
Yeah, because there's no way they would have reshot it.
No.
That would be insane. And I reckon, because I think people have left. People have checked out before the...
Lacey and Thing checked out really early.
They did. And
do you know what we haven't had? Our first on the couch thing. Does that normally happen this early on? So maybe they've just scrapped that and gone straight to the dinner party because it was after the dinner party those guys have gone.
True.
By the dinner. Who knows? Anyway, but I agree, and that's probably why they'd made, it probably wasn't that big of a deal to have to edit them out of the show because they weren't in it for very long.
But they also might explain why it feels quite rushed. Like, it's crazy to be like, even when they were like, the honeymoon's over, I was like, what? What? You felt like you only just got there. Yeah. And now they're moving in together. Like, I know that it's a fast experiment, but it feels so crazy fast this year. And I think it is.
Well, I think you're right. I think there's probably we've probably lost an entire episode at least that they would have had to have just been too hard to work around. Okay. I'm looking forward to the rest of the season, actually.
Same.
I have high hopes. We've already spent a lot of time chatting, but I can't resist.
Have we gone over?
How comfortable is too comfortable in a relationship?
I mean, what's over?
What was the first album you ever owned?
What was your gateway podcast?
To be in Wayne's World.
I love
Wayne's
that
busy.
song.
Wayne's got a lot on at the moment, so he's not been as busy a beaver in the corner. But what he does,
it's quality though. It's quality,
still
not
quality.
quantity.
I didn't really partake in this one, so this is all over to you.
Well, I didn't really either. He just kind of flagged. He posted an article that was, to be honest, I didn't read it, but I enjoyed the sentiment of what was behind it. It was about some of the last sort of blockbuster stores in America, and he was talking about how, like, because now we don't have video stores to go to, it's much harder to discover like weird kind of old movies, but also revisit like just corny shit from like the 80s and 90s, like we're kind of bound now by whatever Netflix serves up to us. Yeah. And I was just thinking about that and I was like, that's actually a great point. You never really stumble upon something new now, and I always end up just reverting to either like something I've seen or something that's really, really recent that I've missed kind of at the movies or whatever. But I would never go back and just watch like some random old, I don't know, like, yeah, it's just an interesting thought.
Someone needs to start a website. I mean, this could be Wayne. Mm-hmm. I mean, you're busy, Wayne, but someone should start a website that's like the virtual video shop that you don't actually, that just has all that kind of stuff. So it's more like you're actually browsing. Yeah. And it's not curated by your viewing habits. It's just kind of like they'll put in Dangerous Liaisons and Fatal Attraction and Basic Instinct and Meet the Feebles and whatever else. It's a weird combination.
Recently.
Weird combination.
I was thinking about the movie Harry and the Hendersons, and then it popped up. It's just been recently added to Netflix because that was one of the ones that I was like, I'm probably never going to see that again. But then
do you think Netflix is listening to your brain?
Probably. But it made me sad because I don't know. Has Videon shut down on Dominion Road? Like,
yeah, I think it has.
There's just the kind of archive. I worry constantly, you know, I think we've talked about it a bit, but you know how like New Zealand pop culture in particular is so bad at archiving itself. Like we have, it's so hard if we want to go back and find any old television in New Zealand. New Zealand on screen's pretty good, but you can't watch all of it.
Of content of New Zealand music presenting.
Circa
early mid 2000s.
Doesn't it?
I just don't know. It doesn't. I've just noticed. That's all. But you know, one place I think that where you can go if you want to find a collection of old DVDs, maybe even VHSs, are the people's batches. Go to batches.
Yeah.
That's where you're going to find them.
But I just feel sad that now, like, you go to like a batch and it's like almost there's like a pang of nostalgia when you see like a little collection of DVDs. It's just weird. It happens
Joel
so
still
quickly.
buys DVDs.
Does
but
he?
in a hipster sort of a way. Oh, he'll die from me saying that. Not hipster. In an arty kind of a way. Like Criterion Collection style things.
See, we bought, when the big Video Easy on Ponsonby Road shut down, they sold like everything for like $1, and we went crazy and bought heaps of stuff. And Joe's hung on to some of it, probably in that same kind of a way. But it's all stuff that like literally you wouldn't be able to find. Like he's got all of like Pulp Sport and like all the real like Moon TV and like all this kind of, and all these, the early like Florian Hubbish documentaries before he was famous. Like a bunch of stuff that I genuinely feel like has a place. So we've held on to those, and I've also got my
Pulp
Office
Sport's
box
problematic. You need to get rid of Pulp Sport.
I know.
Yeah. I can go. Pop that away.
I know.
Burn it in the trash. Anyway. Thanks, Wayne. You've inspired like quite a serious discussion.
I would like that virtual I would
The
like
virtual
a virtual
library.
library. I actually
video
think
shop.
prediction. David, like a video shop is going to come back. Maybe in the way that you're describing, where it's like they don't have the DVDs in them, but you just go, you have like a drink, and you walk around and you just look at the cases, and then you go, oh, maybe I'll watch that later on Netflix.
Yeah. The thing is, like, if you had this virtual thing, you could have a thing where it clicks through and it shows you all the places you can stream it.
Yeah.
Because no one in their right mind is actually going to go and hire or buy something.
No.
But they
I
need
rented
to
something
know.
on
They need to be reminded to look for it, though. You know, to even pop it into their heads. Anyway,
Like return to Oz. You know.
Yeah.
Return to Oz, for God's sake.
Much better than The Wizard of, by the way, as far as I'm concerned. Anyway,
my computer's on 10%.
5 out of 5 from me.
You're
on 10%, and that's the real review. Okay, quickly.
You got a laptop charger? Oh, Tina's got one. Tina has to come over here for the real review anyway.
Tell me what you are real reviewing. I should have teased this.
What's the name of this stuff? I mean, I know that they're crickets, but what's the company?
They are from Rebel Bakehouse.
Rebel Bakehouse.
Are you about to do Fear Factor?
We're about to Fear Factor. So these guys are in the cricket biz. Dried and seasoned crickets. I think they were just on our food podcast, Dietary Requirements, if you would like to listen to a more in-depth interview with them. But they left in our office a lovely selection of dried, I'm showing Jane now, these dried
I mean, there's no mistaking.
crickets. No mistaking. There's legs, there's
crickets.
little antennas, there's all sorts. I think these are the salt and vinegar ones. I've actually already eaten them, but Tina has been flat out refusing.
Okay, we definitely need Tina on mic, and this is the one
Tina's
occasion
coming
where
on
I
mic.
think I want the full. I mean,
I don't have it.
we need the full sound effects of the eating. Okay.
Oh, she needs headphones. You want my headphones? Where are my headphones?
No, wait, I got.
Oh God, she's got to go get her own headphones. So yeah, sorry, warning if you don't like crunchy foodie noises, because these are crunchy. These are crunchy. They do have dried leggies. Tina's faffing around. Lots. I mean, it's a good protein source. 80.
It is right. Like this is not just like a gimmick. Like
It's
eat
not a
some
weird
crickets.
thing.
This is like an
Probably gonna
actual,
we'll be eating all of
legitimate
this in 10 years.
alternative.
10 years, this will be your bar snack, everybody.
I know. I remember seeing something on the telly about this.
What do I do with
Okay.
it?
Hi, Tina.
Hold on.
Can you hear me, mate?
Can you hear me, mate? Everyone can
Oh.
hear you, Jane.
Everyone just heard me.
Hey, Tina. Okay, so what are your feelings right now? You've been refusing to eat this so far today.
I just have like a real not good feeling about bugs. Like they wig me out. I can see the eyes. I can see the legs.
Can you see the eyes?
Shit, yeah.
Don't look. I mean, yeah. There's
Oh my
definitely
God, she's gagging already.
God.
Okay.
There's definitely 2 eyes there.
I don't. Please don't throw up,
I
though.
could shell it for you. Like I could take the legs
Don't
are the
shell
problem
it.
for me. I'll eat one. I'll tell you what flavour it is because I can't remember which ones I got. Okay, Jane.
Go, Alex. Here we go. Yeah.
Okay, they're bacon flavour.
I heard they taste
Bacon.
like bacon
Yum.
shapes.
They just taste like bacon shapes. There's
That's
a
why I
little
picked
bit of
the
a
bacon
something
one.
else right at the end. But apart from that, that's all good. It's good.
Oh, I'm so
Go,
nervous.
Tina. Go, Tina.
Wasn't as crunchy as I was expecting. Okay, Tina's about to do it. Okay.
It's fine.
She's looking
I
super keen. Very excited about this new
Show your
culinary
eyes,
experience.
Throw it to the back
Certainly
of your
not
mouth
just about
so it doesn't
weeping.
get- She's chewing.
And it goes. Chewing.
You need bacon. You need to faster than that. If you let it sit, it's going to
Oh no, it's not a good face. No,
She's
no.
not happy.
Oh no,
She's
no.
not happy.
She's not happy. There's a real fear factor response there. You right?
Swallow?
Oh, silence. Oh.
What did
I
you
done
think?
it.
What did you think?
Going back for seconds?
Hell no.
I would
You
eat
done?
these, like... I don't think I would...
I mean, Alex, I have literally never seen you turn down a piece of food. So I
mean, yeah.
don't know if you're a good yardstick. I
That's
don't know
true.
that you're that reliable.
I
in
have little
terms
bits of cricket in my teeth now. That's kind of disgusting.
Yeah, I can feel it on my
We are also technically breaking our vegan pact this week by eating crickets. But
for the
it's
cricket.
Oh, you definitely are. Crickets are humans too.
all for the environment. In the end,
Okay.
isn't it? What do you give it, Tina, out of 5?
I mean, I'll give it a 3.5. Like the crunch and the
That's
flavor is
solid.
good. It's just because it's like bug form. It's wigging me out. Like if it's not in bug form, easy, fine.
Yeah.
Chuck it in whatevs. Chuck it in my chips. But the bugs wig me out
It's
so
basically
much.
like, you know, when you get like a real rank bit of the chip in a chip bag and it's like black and
Yeah.
it's weird.
Nah, it
It
just
could
looks
just be
like a
that.
cricket.
It could just be that. Yeah, the legs.
Except
the
for I
legs
can
very
clearly
good.
see the legs.
Yeah.
Can you see,
That
Jane?
is so. Oh yeah. I mean, they've done nothing to debugify that. Oh look,
No,
it's
no,
I
they're
feel
whole.
bad for it. Feel bad
Oh
for
no,
it.
they told us how they all kill it and stuff. So
I wouldn't want to
Can
eat
you
one
take a
much
photo?
bigger than that.
Can
Yeah,
you
I'll
take a photo to put in the corner? All right, we need to march on. Hey, Tina, thanks for
Thank
doing
you,
that.
Tina.
ah, thanks guys.
Oh,
Oh, I
so
just got a
having
weird
me.
flavoursome bit.
Yeah. That's
Ooh.
Maybe it was the brain.
Ah.
Real news.
Okay.
What's
Hey, we
next,
haven't had this
Jade?
for a
Are we on
while.
a monster pod again? Are we in trouble?
Yeah. Huge pod. Haven't had this for a while, but this is. I mean, it's terrible, but I mean, I like the opportunity to badmouth this person. Is that a bad thing to say? Is that a bad thing to say?
I think you've already said it, and
It's
it's
the-
your podcast.
the
You
mean
can say
girl in
whatever
me.
you want.
It's not really my podcast. Anyway, there's a community page called Your Parking is Bad and You Should Feel Bad, which is, lol. But this is actually very, very bad parking on so many levels. Okay. So they've posted up a photo of a city councillor from Hamilton West specifically, who is parked not even fully. Is she in the car? Like, is she parked and then walked away? But the car is mostly out of a disabled car park. And it looks to me as well like she's parked halfway over the line between that car park and the other car. Like, she's basically blocking all access for all people to all car parks, and particularly the people who need it the most. And it's a councillor car. So her picture and her name are on there. It's a bright red car. Her name is Siggy Henry.
Such a bad move.
Apparently also an anti-vaxxer and anti-science, and believes that overweight people are a health risk. Is overweight, can you even say overweight?
I just think someone like her should probably stop talking.
She should stop. She's making me feel like I feel like a bad person saying the things that she believes.
Yeah.
Anyway.
The Real Pod does not endorse Siggy Henry. And that's our local body coverage.
It is. That's our community notice board. And she got on her own page and was like, today I decided against my better judgment to park in a questionable manner over a disabled car park. it wasn't even really the questionable manner in which she parked. That's the problem, but okay.
So she apologised on her Facebook or something?
Yeah, she did, but at what point of that situation was she like, this is fine? Do you know what I mean? Like, there's nothing about that. The only thing I can think of if she was having a Sam Wallace moment, and the nearest Treasure Island toilet was right in front of that car park, and she pulled in and did not have time. And if that were the case, if I were her, I'd be getting on there and being like, I was about to shit myself, guys. I'm going to be honest here. There's no excuse bar that.
The only excuse.
And
is it even still an excuse? Don't know.
No, yeah, exactly. Just, look, if that's the situation, just poo on the side of the road, okay?
Poo in the car.
Poo in the car.
Poo in the seat.
It's not her car anyway. Is it her car?
Fill your pants, as they say.
Make sure you got a plastic bag with you at all times.
Colin's Granny. Colin's Granny. Colin's Granny. Granny. Colin's Granny.
Crickets.
I do think that he's just writing tweets for us now, isn't he?
What's he got? What do we got?
What he's got is, my inner child is still the boss of my wallet. Went to a second-hand toy fair, bought 2 vintage Star Wars figures, a medical droid, and an alien. Feels like, where's she going with all this, right? Where's she going? Dot. Had a lemon Lamington with cream. Now home to play Star Wars.
Oh my God, I love his life. He is actually the dream. Lemon Lamington?
I mean,
in what universe?
I wish it were mine. Actually,
do you think
sorry,
Colin would buy my ET
he had a
collection?
lemon. He had a lemon Lamington, not Lamington, a Lamington.
I just want to hang out with him. I want to spend a weekend just going to weird fairs, going in and out of St. Luke's, like is his want. He loves going in and out of St. Luke's. Someone's
you know what?
Kmart.
I know. It's interesting because someone in the podcast in the real pod corner was like, I saw Colin today going into Kmart, just looking amazing. And then he tweeted about having gone to the mall and having bought like a lovely smelling oil or something. And I was like, he's talking about the experience that someone else has already talked about. Like, it just feels like all the Colin worlds are colliding.
It's amazing.
I feel like I'm getting like stereo Colin all the way from LA.
Oh, God.
But God, there's a photo of the lemon Lamington. If you on his Twitter,
does it look good? On his Twitter.
It does look good. It really looks good. I've never had a lemon Lamington. Or Lamington.
I don't think I have either. I feel like I might have had maybe a really little one. You know, like how you get those little like mini ones that are a do.
Don't make mini Lamingtons, by the way. That's just don't.
No, I'm not making them.
Normal big size ones. I'm just saying, like, this is a public service announcement. If you're making a Lamington, don't make it a mini one, because no one wants a mini Lamington. They want the whole thing. They want the whole shebang. Do you see it?
I see it.
You're looking at the Lamington?
It looks
amazing.
Look lovely? It looks so good. So he's just eating a Lamington, playing Star Wars with his new figurines. Oh,
what a life.
Him. He's retweeted the trailer for the Joker movie. God bless him.
Like and subscribe.
Max Key Corner. I know, I'll never forget you.
Like and subscribe.
It's so good to see you dancing again.
It's so good to
good
dance again. Waited so long.
Never gonna dance again. So poor Max has had a bad tummy. Like last week we were like, oh, there's no Max news, and now we know why, because he was laid up with some horrible tummy bug in a hospital in, where is he?
Croatia still?
Where is he?
No.
Croatia?
I don't know.
Portugal?
I didn't even know about
somewhere.
this. I didn't know he had a bit. Did he have a bad bum problem?
Bad. Well, he had a bad tummy, and he's been in the hospital. And there's this great shot of him that he's clearly gotten someone to take a photo. I don't know if Papa Key was there or who it was, but in a you know, the hospital elevator, he's sitting there in a wheelchair, and you can just see someone else's like naked foot on a stretcher in the background.
Oh my God. It's not a dead body.
It's creepy. It could be a corpse. I don't know. I don't know how hospitals overseas work. Probably a corpse. Anyway.
Oh, well, it's a real bummer for your big OE, isn't it? Oh, he's in Helsinki.
Is that where it happened, though?
No, it happened in...
No, in Helsinki, he's met some music guy who's got lots of followers. He's like, you shouldn't meet your idols, but I did, and it was amazing or something. Anyway.
I don't want to be controversial, but I feel like that's a corpse's foot. Just looking at it now. I don't feel good about it.
It's weird, eh? It's weird.
It is
but it's
a
also
little
weird
weird
time to be like, when you've got someone who's clearly either unwell or dead with you in the elevator, and presumably also accompanied by an orderly of some sort, is that the time to be like, Dad, quick, get a photo? Because it's not a selfie either. So there would have been like, it's not a sneaky selfie. Someone actually had to kind of go. It's when they send a camera down in your tummy.
Oh.
Imagine if he had a tapeworm or something, got caught one of those exotic diseases that meant
he should have chucked a GoPro on there, put it on the vlog.
Maybe did he do any swimming in the Loch Ness? By any chance?
Could be an eel. Important question.
And we'll leave you with that. You just mull on that until we're with you again next week. It's almost next week now. That's how long we've been chatting.
Amazing.
Thank you for listening. Next week, Duncan will be back, I presume. You know what? I won't be, though. I'm going to be in Chicago next week. I'm in Chicago.
Chi-Town. Are you in the Chi-Town for Nando's?
We'll talk about that off air.
No,
okay? I'm going to the home of Fallout Boy.
All right.
All right. Thank you. Thanks, Tina. Thanks to the crickets.
Thank you, Tina. We love you, Tina. Thank you to the cricket people. Thank you to the crickets who gave up their lives for the real review today. Remember them. Thank you to Nando's.
R.I.P. Thanks, Nando's. Thanks, Alex. Thanks, Cornies.
Thank
Catch
you,
you next
Jane.
week, maybe. I'll have to figure that out. Okay. Bye. Hello. If you don't mind, we just want to have a quick word about the spin-off members. It's a new initiative designed to facilitate the most important but sadly hard to fund journalism. By becoming a member, you'll be supporting the hiring of more journalists and you'll have your say in directing new areas of coverage here at the spin-off. You can choose your level of contribution, and if it happens to be $80 or more, you'll receive a copy of the spin-off's inaugural book and a tote bag. Help shape the spin-off by becoming a member. Visit thespinoff.co.nz/members.
Kia ora, I'm Alex Casey, Senior Writer at The Spinoff. We wouldn't exist without the ongoing support of our generous members. If you're able to, you can make a donation at thespinoff.co.nz/donate.
Kia ora e te iwi, Te Aihe Butler here, Podcast Manager at The Spinoff. If you enjoy listening to our podcasts, consider supporting our mahi by signing up to become a Spinoff member at thespinoff.co.nz/donate. The Spinoff Podcast Network.